People expect that
It's okay.
to have to experience this. And
Regina King has finally opened up and is talking about her son's sudden death. The Oscar-winning actress broke down in several interviews recently talking about the real reason her son took his own life. She said that she feels a lot of guilt over how things turned out in the end. She tried her best to help her son through his depression, but in the end it just wasn't good enough. And that leaves her feeling an insurmountable amount of grief and guilt that she could have done better or done something to save her son.
with the therapy, with psychiatrists and programs, and Ian was like, "I'm tired of talking, Mom."
But in another interview, she said that she is finally starting to understand and respect her son's decision to do what he did. And although it is very painful for her to go through, she's glad that he's not hurting anymore and that he's in a better place. Regina King did 2 heartbreaking interviews where she brought a tear to fans' eyes by talking about a mother's grief over the loss of a young child. Regina shared her son, Ian Alexander Jr., with her ex-husband, Ian Alexander Sr. Fans think that separated parents might have played a role in the emotional distress that Ian Jr. was facing before he decided to end it all and take his own life back in January of 2022. Before this, we only had speculations of why he might have done this, but now Regina is talking openly about the real reason behind her son's suicide. No matter how hard it might be to talk about, she thinks it's important to clear the air to avoid any more conspiracy theories and rumors, because that's one thing that hurts her even more, to hear lies and misconceptions being associated with her late son's name. There's a lot we need to talk about in today's video, so let's just jump right into it without any further ado. You're watching The Celebrity Fix, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about how Regina King opened up about why her son took his own life and why fans think she needs help. But before we get to talking about all of that, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and smash that subscribe button for more videos like this one in the future.
Sometimes, it's a lot of guilt comes over me. When a parent loses a child, you still wonder, what could I have done?
Regina King's son, Ian Alexander Jr., was only 26 years of age when he committed suicide back in January of 2022. The tabloids back then knew that it was suicide because of depression, but that didn't stop them from spinning all sorts of crazy stories about Ian Jr. What's even sadder for Regina King is the fact that her son decided to take his own life on his own birthday, turning a day of bliss into a day of grief. In Harper Bazaar's April 2024 cover story for its possibility issue, Regina talked about her son's death for the first time. She said that she was in a place spiritually and mentally where her faith was being seriously challenged by everything that she had been through. Because for the longest time, she always believed that whatever you put out into the world always finds its way back to you. She then recalled how she tried to save her son's life over and over again and help him through his struggle with depression, but nothing worked out in the end. She said that this experience has taught her that the idea of karma and the idea that if you put out good into the world, it'll come back isn't always true. She added that whenever she recalls her son and how much she tried to help him, she always remembers him as joy and pure light. Ian Jr. was a DJ and a performing musician and had a good handful of fans. The actress then continued to talk about the reason why Ian Jr. couldn't be saved. She said that he was just struggling way too much, and we all know that he was going through a very hard time. And although he was going through a very difficult time in his life, he never once let us see that. He never once let himself be a burden on others. She said that this is why she now knows that just because someone is putting on a smile or a happy face doesn't mean that they are happy. She added that he always made everyone feel special and always took care of everyone. Circling back to the idea of what goes around comes around, she said that none of these good things ever found their way back to him, which made her question faith altogether. In another interview that she did with Robin Roberts over on Good Morning America, she said that the loss of her son really made her transition into a completely different person with a very different outlook on life. She said that after losing her only son, she couldn't help but to feel angry at God for taking away her child the way he did.
I was so angry with God, that why would that weight be given to Ian.
But before we tell you more about what she said in the interview, do us a little favor and share this video with a friend who might enjoy our content. During the interview, the actress couldn't help but to break down as she talked about losing her son to depression. She said that whenever people think of depression, they always have a very specific picture in mind of what a person going through depression might look like, and they always expect it to be very grim.
When it comes to depression, that people expect it to look a certain way, and they expect it to look heavy.
But coming from someone who's seen someone struggling with depression most his life, she knows that that's not the case. If you don't pay enough attention to your loved ones, it could be too late before you do something. She took a pause to wipe her tears with a tissue before continuing to talk about it.
People expect that
It's okay.
to have to experience this, and
She then talked about how she's trying to come to terms with the decision that her son made. Regina said that she's trying to understand and respect the reason why her son decided to take his own life. She said that she realized that he was struggling too much in this world and realized that he didn't want to be a part of this world anymore. And as hard as it is for people to go through it, his suicide isn't about him. We didn't live the experience that he did, and we didn't feel the way he did. Although it is hard for her to cope with the sudden death of her son, she's trying to make peace with the decision he made for himself in the end.
time to just sit with Ian's choice, which I respect and understand, that he didn't want to be here anymore. And that's a hard thing for other people to receive because they did not live our experience.
Regina also added that the reason she was angry at God for the longest time wasn't only for taking her son away from her. It was also because she didn't understand why God would burden her child with so much. She recalled the time when she used to take her son to psychiatrists and therapists and whatnot, and Ian told her that he was just tired of talking at that point. He felt like there was no hope left for him, and it became really hard for Regina to stay hopeful as well. That being said, there's always hope. So if you or anyone you know is struggling with depression, please reach out to the respective authorities. Regina continued talking about her favorite thing about herself, which is the fact that she was Ian's mother.
My favorite thing about myself is being Ian's mom. And I can't say that with a smile, with tears, with all of the emotion that comes with that. I can't do that if I did not respect the journey.
She said that she couldn't feel proud of her child or say anything with the love and emotion that comes with being a mother if she didn't respect her son's decision. When she was asked by the interviewer about her past 2 years with her son, she said that she was a completely different person after what happened on the 19th of January back in 2022.
Grief is a journey, I understand that grief is love that has no place to go.
Grief is a journey, she said, before saying that to her, grief is just a form of love, one that has no place to go. She also said that even attending events without her son is triggering for her, and it will be hard for a while, but she's trying to cope with it. She knows she has to honor him, and she knows that he's always present with her in spirit.
Speak about him in the present because he is always with me.
All of that being said, it is still going to take some time for her to be completely over it, if she ever gets to that point.
I know that it's important to me to honor Ian in the totality.
And that was all we had time for in today's video. Do you think Regina King is going to do more interviews to talk about the death of her son? How do you feel about her finally opening up about such a sensitive topic? Do you think Ian Alexander Sr. is going to talk about this? Let us know all your thoughts and predictions in the comment section below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and smash that subscribe button for more videos like this one in the future. And with all of that out of the way, as always, we will see you in our next video right here at The Celebrity Fix.